What sort of like differentiates a soldier in an EOD squad psychologically from other soldiers in the front line? Let's start with you, James.
Yeah, James, please help us.
I think you know the test. They do a very specific test for EOD, and it has to do with mental toughness. I'm not saying other soldiers don't have that, but they have this very specific test to even get into EOD, and it's not physical. I've met guys that were monsters in it, right, in EOD. But then there were guys that looked like they used to be with a clicker and a beer in their hand, with like the belly and the thing, you know, whatever. Don't look physically fit whatsoever. So I'm like, this guy could be in a suit. I could be in a suit. I feel like it's in pretty good shape. But no, it's a mental toughness that supersedes any physical pain, terror, anything else. It's a laser focus, and that separates EOD, I think, from anybody else.
Well, let's talk about the functions of the other guys in the squad. Let's start with Sergeant Sanford.
Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son.
Sanford, did I get it
Just
right?
call me Lamont, dog. I'm coming to Georgia, Weezy.
Sergeant Sanford.
Does the theme
Sanborn.
song kick in when you guys are driving around Baghdad? Is that-
We're moving on up.
That's great.
It's Jefferson.
What sort of like, what sort of like,
Tell him, Wheezy.
It's just every black show.
Yeah.
I love Bill Cosby. The Sanborn is more of the.
Sanborn, I'm sorry.
Nah, you're cool. He's more of the mental and emotional. I feel calmer of the group. I think there's so much going on that once we lose our first team leader, you know, the amount of fear that goes into that. This is real.
yeah.
You know, death is real. You know, even though we're smart and we're in this small unit and we can do all this stuff, but we could really die. I think that is kind of what propels him through the film.
All right, what about Owen? His function in the
Yeah, I think
squad.
it's similar. He's worried the whole time he's going to die.
Well, speaking about like that fear of death, I mean that's obviously a huge element in the movie. How does each of your characters kind of deal with whether it's the death of someone that they knew in the squad or somebody on the outside, and in their own kind of fears of it? Let's start with James, because that's, as the movie goes on, that becomes kind of a motivating factor for your character, the death of a character you encounter.
Yeah, that was actually a very, very, very telling part of the movie. And there was, I think, a moment where it might have gotten cut out or written out before we even shot it. And that bothered me because it was a very important chink in this guy's veneer to be that affected and putting a face on something that he had a veneer towards, right? Towards death, towards war, towards all that. Just focus on what you're good at, and then as soon as that, the boy, you know, I don't know if I want to talk about in detail about it to give anything away, but yeah, that was a really, really important thing to me for that character, for James.
Okay. What about Sanborn?
What about him?
So, like, because he's got kind of a, you know, he's pretty much, we find out that, you know, he's masking a lot of fears.
Right.
You know,
Right.
he's got a game face on most
Right.
of the time.
And I mean, I think a lot of Sanborn's physical and mental prowess comes with trying to protect Eldridge. You know, the great thing about this film and the script is one of us could not exist without the other one. And it's a perfect triangle of just, you know, psychological and emotional. It's just, I don't even know the word. It's just, we all take care of each other and we all nurture each other psychologically and mentally. And Sanborn, his thing is more just trying to take care of his team